Does everyone have a program? Everyone's good on the program?
Oh, can I have a program? Thank you.
Liz, do you want to sit here?
I can sit here.
Sure. Yeah, you can sit here. Maybe I think it's better for you.
It's okay. I have to get on.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for being here to support Toren. Welcome to Toren Senior Recital. Just double check your phones are on silent real quick. Thank you so much. So this is a big moment here. Toren's been playing piano since kindergarten. He's taken lessons for 13 years, and I have had the immense privilege of being his teacher for all 13 of those years. I've enjoyed every minute of it. It's been a wild ride, but it's been full of joy and laughter. And I'm so proud of Toren for all the ways he's grown and all the progress he's made, and I'm really gonna miss seeing him every week. So I want to thank Alexis and Bill for being such wonderful and encouraging and supportive piano parents. One thing that really stood out to me over the years is how Alexis and Bill encouraged Toren to try again and again and again and to not give up. So one example that really that I remember very clearly is when Toren was really little. I was just teaching him C major arpeggio, and it was just a simple crosshand style arpeggio, super easy for Toren now. And he was really struggling with it. He was just not getting it. And I was ready to shelve it and maybe come back to it a couple months later. But Alexis was like, we'll keep practicing that at home. And sure enough, the week after, Toren played it perfectly. So I've seen that happen over and over again. And this has translated to Toren being a very resilient individual. I see it with his cross country and his long distance running as well. He's always up for a challenge, and he always says yes to trying new things, and he has amazing grit. He never complains or makes excuses, he just does it. So I want to share a little bit about Toren's accomplishments. He's been doing the music artistry program, also known as MAP, for about 10 years, and he loves working with the visiting artists. Basically this program, you bring 2 pieces to play for a judge, and they give you comments and feedback on your playing. And Toren's always been one of the most engaging students here. He loves to ask lots of questions, and the judges are always saying, oh, he's so delightful to work with. Toren also participated in the chapter honors competition for a couple of years, and I am so proud that he got to the level where he could play repertoire that was competitive for the chapter honors competition. Toren's also participated in YAMS, stands for the Young Artists Master Series, for a few years. And this is where you bring in-progress pieces in for feedback. And Toren's also done the music literacy program for many years. He made it to level 8. There's 10 levels total. Level 8 is quite an accomplishment. And for our annual incentive program, that's what all these trophies are here from. The first one's from 2014, and I love that Toren has kept this entire collection here. It's all 10 years worth of trophies. Alongside that, he's done tons of performances. He's done all the studio recitals, a bunch of retirement home recitals. He's performed at Juanita Beach, and then during the COVID times, he also did lots of Zoom recitals. And I have a couple fun memories I want to share before we get started. So whenever I start lessons, I like to ask the kids, how are you? And have you been doing anything fun lately? And then for Monday students, I'll ask them, what did you do this weekend? And Toren was always almost on a Monday. And I remember first grade, Toren, I asked him, what did you do this weekend? And he goes, why are you asking me this? And of course I explained to him, I just love getting to know my students, and it sets the lesson off on a nice tone. And of course I come back the week later, and without me even saying anything, Toren tells me everything that he's done that weekend, all in great detail. And of course this continues on for a while, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. I love learning about Toren and what he's been up to. And eventually, of course, he starts asking me what I've been doing, which I really appreciate. In Seattle, the winters can be pretty chilly. And because I drive from house to house, there's this little transition period from when I'm in my nice warm car to the house where it can get kind of unpleasant. So even if I'm waiting outside for like 10 seconds, waiting for the student to open the door, it can feel like forever. So one thing I knew I could rely on is whenever I came to Toren's house, is that the door would always open for me right away. So what I would do is I would come up and I would knock, just one knock is all it took, and the door would open really quickly. It would basically blast open. And that's because Toren was always standing right behind the door waiting for me. And when Toren's family moved to this house, you can see in the door there's these glass inserts here. So whenever I walk up, I would actually see Toren's outline. And that always made me smile. And not only did I appreciate getting into the nice warm house, but it also made me feel so welcome as a guest and so valued as a teacher that Toren was waiting for me. Of course, Toren later discovered he could just leave the door unlocked and I could let myself in, so that's what we've been doing the last couple of years. And then last little story, I want to share a little bit about Toren's middle school years. So during this time, Toren took what I said very literally, so I had to be very careful what I said. For example, if I was like, you need to play this 100 times, he would literally do it. So I would write down in his assignment, very reasonable things like 10 times, 5 times, and he would do everything I asked him to do, and he improved so rapidly during that time. And I look back very fondly on those times where he just improved so quickly, and he was just eating up the music, and I really believe that set a great foundation for his continued success. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to Toren now.
Thank you so much for talking out about me. Thanks to Samantha for being my teacher for 13 straight years and continuing and doing private lessons after leaving the music academy, whatever it was called. And thank you for doing virtual lessons through the pandemic. And thanks to my parents for having me do piano, and thanks to my dad for sitting in on my early lessons and helping me. Now let's get to playing. The first song that I will be doing the Ivan's Adventures by Ron Carcieri, and I will be doing the first 3. And here Ivan is a fictional character, and a bunch of things happen to him, good and bad, from going to a party to singing to getting sick. So you are about to listen to a story in the language of music. Everyone pull out your translators. next I will be playing the 12 American Preludes by Alberto Ginastera. I will only be playing the first 6, and there are a variety of tones from calm like the lazy river to loud as a rocket. My favorite are 3 and 6, whereas Samantha's are 1, 4, and 5. So listen carefully and compare the pieces that I like versus those Samantha likes, and use that to determine our personality. the next piece will be Puck by Edward Grieg. And Puck is a mischievous elf character. He's Norwegian. So if anything goes wrong with this piece, or if anything bad happens here, then it's his fault. Next are the trios. Thank you so much to Ani and Ovesta for joining me in these duets. Trios. I've played a lot of duets throughout my life, but these will be my first trios. Trios as in two. Yes, come.
I'm recruiting for America Has Talent. You guys available? Great.
Next I will be playing some sonatinas. So now we're blasting back to the 1700s. Someone set the time machine to 1797. I hope you enjoyed your trip to the classical era. Now we are heading further back to the Baroque era. Set the date on your time machine to 1720. Can I have a page turner, por favor?
Amazon.
Right on time.
Thanks to my wonderful father for putting in the time to do the next duets with me. During the first few years of piano, he sat in on my lessons and helps me practice, and I didn't tell him until about that we were doing these duets until a few weeks ago. So if something goes wrong, even if he messes up, throw the rotten tomatoes at me.
Thank you, Toren.
I also have to thank Toren and Samantha for choosing, I think, the easiest duet they could find.
last but not least, we will be doing Pirates of the Caribbean, which is my all-time favorite piece, and in fact, Vesta doing one of the online recitals during the pandemic is what got me interested in it, and now the ending is the best part. Thanks so much for attending my senior recital. And thanks again to Avesta and Ani for doing the trios, and again Avesta for turning the pages and inspiring me to play Pirates of the Caribbean. And again, thanks to Samantha for teaching me piano for 13 years straight.
We got food and drinks in the kitchen. And thanks to Mom and Dad. Thanks to Mom and Dad.